Bob the Cigar Guy. This is Travelers Rest, South Carolina. I've got a very, very, very serious question for you. Here's the question. Do real cigar smokers smoke acid cigars like this Cuba right here? No, by the way, it's been #1 for years and years and years. And so the answer is yes. I got me a hat and everything. I am in it to win it. And I love me some acids. The plush. Oh my gosh, the toast, the Cuba. So many good ones. I mean, they're just delicious. But people will say it's not a real cigar, or you're not a real cigar smoker if you smoke acids or infused. They turn their nose up and look down on you. Some people do. People that aren't happy with their life, I guess, and they just want to make somebody else feel bad so they can not notice how bad they feel about themselves. I don't know. Or maybe they're just misunderstood, or they don't know what they're saying. But I will say this. This is a premium quality infused cigar. Sumatran wrapped, Nicaraguan bound, Nicaraguan filled, and full of deliciousness. But some people will say, oh, smell. Some people will say, well, it's infused, it's not a real cigar. I'm a tobacco purist. All right, be a tobacco purist, but that doesn't mean that somebody who doesn't follow in your rigid structure isn't a real cigar smoker. There's room for all of us, right? We are inclusive. We're just coming together and sharing some smoke and sharing some moments, right? Let me fix a hat. If somebody said they were a salad purist, and I told them I wanted to put dried cranberries on my salad, or the little bacon bits on my salad, or some of that little Chinese noodles, them little Le Choi chow mein noodles, little hard, wormy looking noodles on my salad. And they would say, you can't have that. It's not a salad. I'd be like, wait, the lettuce, that's in the salad. The tomatoes, that's in the salad. There's some cucumbers, maybe a little fancy croutons, maybe a little bacon bit, maybe a little bit of corns. I never understood those corns, but in salad dressing. And my salad has all that, but it has more. Well, that's not a salad. Well, that's, you know what? No. And so this has amazing Sumatran tobacco as a wrapper. It has Nicaraguan binder, delicious Nicaraguan. It has Nicaraguan filler, and is rolled at a factory in Esteli, Nicaragua, that I have been to, and they are serious cigar rollers. They ain't playing around. This ain't no little daycare. They about business. So today, to say that somebody is not a real cigar smoker because they smoke infused, you're missing the boat. You are. That's like saying, well, if you don't smoke Drew Estate, then you're not a real cigar smoker, or Foundation, or Dunbar Tobacco and Trust, or J.C. Newman, or Gurkha, or you fill in the blank. Unless you are Cuban, unless you smoke only Cubans, you're not a real cigar smoker. Really? Have you noticed the world lately? Have you noticed the polarizing conversations, the separations, the divisions? Do you think that we need to be worried about that in cigars? No. Look at you, right? I mean, maybe, just maybe, their sweetie doesn't like cigar smell. They're not affluent enough to enjoy the aroma bouquet of fine burning tobacco. And they wanted to go out on a date with sweetie. and they want to smoke a cigar. And so they spend their quality time together that night with them smoking a cigar. One of them smoking a cigar, the other one just chilling. And so to make it more palatable for the person that's just sitting there and enjoying the company and the time, you have this bouquet, this fragrance of essential oils and aromatics and botanicals. And it just makes the day better. You're hanging out with a group of people. You fire one up. It brings a crowd together. What's wrong with that? You smoke 5 heavy cigars, you're about to go to bed, and you're like, man, I do not want to wake up with that heavy cigar in my mouth. I'm going to go to bed with something a little sweeter. I'm going to go ahead and fire off me a Cuba Cuba or a Plush or Toast or fill in the blank. Or maybe you're just like, you know what? I don't like the taste of pure tobacco. I like a little bit extra. There's nothing wrong with that at all. I want you to think about it, because people will cash shade on that. People say, oh, well, then you're not a real cigar smoker. Baloney. The most common sold pipe tobacco is aromatic pipe tobacco. Some of that aromatic pipe tobacco is either topped or caked. And what that means is cased. What that means is they actually paint flavor on top of the leaves before they put it in the press and allow it to infuse that way. Nobody ain't never said that I've heard, oh, unless you smoke English tobacco or Navy tobacco, then you can't be a real cigar or a real pipe smoker. You got Perique, you got Latakia, you got all these others. Lord knows, cherry flavored, butterscotch flavored, all sorts of things. But nobody casts shade on them, as they are not a real pipe smoker unless they're smoking a pipe that smells like a traditional cigar. So if you are somebody who doesn't want to smoke a full traditional cigar, Bubba, knock yourself out. If somebody wants to smoke a acid every once in a while, dude, do your thing. If you don't like them and you just want traditional cigars, man, do it. But do me a favor and don't look down on the people that do something different than you. If everybody loved the same experience, there'd only be one cigar for sale and one Vitola. That'd be boring. Expand your palate. If you haven't had an infused cigar in a while, I believe that harvest time, when it gets a little cold, or the beginning of summer, are some of the best times for it. Right? I really think so. Bonfires are great for an infused cigar. Any time is great for any cigar. But if you have had shade cast upon you because you're not a real cigar smoker, because you're smoking an acid or an infused, no, they don't know what they're talking about. I got your back. If you look down on people that smoke infused cigars, keep it to yourself. Nobody needs to hear that. At the end of the day, this cigar, probably millions have been made of this Cuba Cuba in this Vitola. This was the only one that is made to be consumed by me at this minute. Doesn't matter if I'm a room of one or a room of a million. This is my cigar. It's my experience. So when you smoke your cigar, it's your cigar. It's your experience. Smoke what you like what you smoke. That quote comes from Chief. That's his catch line. So that's my 2 cents. Leave me a comment. Tell me what you think. I would really like to know. I'll see you later. Later, Tater.